there is a headlight washer, and it will kind of bounce off the rev limiter. It does actually put you in your seat. Woo!
Yo, I just lost my stomach.
What's going on, everybody? Ratchet Wrench is back for another video. And today we have the Audi S3. We're going to be filming a top 10 tips and tricks for your Audi A3, S3, and RS3. Before we get into it, just keep in mind that there is different configurations of the models, you know, premium, prestige, A3, all that good stuff. Some of these tips might not work for your specific model, but I'm not going to try and narrow it down for that. It'll just take too long. But these are some top 10 easy tips and tricks that you should know before you buy an Audi S3, A3, or RS3. So I'm not going to prolong this anymore. Let's just jump right into it. Alright, so the first tip we're going to do is kind of a trick. We're going to use the key fob here to just open up all the windows. If your car is equipped with the sunroof, it will open that as well. So in this case, I'm just going to press the unlock button and let that thing do its thing. It's going to open up all the windows, and then it just pops open the sunroof just like that. It won't lift it up all the way. And I'll show you how to set that up if it's not already programmed on your key. We could do it in the infotainment system and set that up for you. So I'll show you how to do that now. Alright, so we made our way inside the Audi, and to set this up on your key fob, you're going to use this little control dial down here that controls the MMI unit. So we're going to get to the menu. We're going to go all the way over to car, and we're going to go to vehicle settings, and you go to central locking, and now it comes up with this screen here. It says long press to open windows. We'll click that, and if you do the unlock button on your key fob, you could have your front windows go down, or you could have that turned off. You could do your rear windows on or off, and same with the roof. So you could really personalize it to you, so not all windows will go down. If you only want the fronts will go down, and so on and so forth. So that's the first tip and trick. I'd say it's not commonly known, but it is something that's cool to have in the summer, you know, and just to get the heat out of your car. But we'll go on to the second tip now. For the second tip, while we're in here, this is going to be like the personalized button, I'm going to call it. It's a little asterisk, a little star right here next to the nav and volume on your steering wheel. You could have that be anything you want. Right now I have it set up to my drive mode select, so instead of going all the way over here to do that, or, you know, downshift into sport, I could set that up to be that. There's other options you could do with that. So if you go back to the infotainment system, you go to car, you go down to systems, vehicle settings, wheel button assign right there, and you could have that star button be any one of those things you want. So you could have it be skip forward for the music, you could have it change the radio and media, display darkened on or off, and then you could have it drive mode select. I personally did drive mode select, so I don't have to take my hands off the steering wheel if I want to put it in sport. It's just with the click of a button, and I could, you know, take off if I need to. So that's really the second tip. The third tip and trick you should know about these cars, they are equipped with dual climatic control system. So that pretty much means you could have your driver's side air temp heated, and then you can have your passenger side cold or whatever, and you could have them in sync. Now there is one way to do that. See, if I turn them on here, I could control this side to 76, this side to 79. Now there's a way to sync them. Pretty much you're going to push and hold this auto button for about 3 seconds, and now they're in sync. So all I got to do, instead of manually controlling each, I could just do this, and they'll go, each side will be in sync and just kind of maneuver as one. And now I see a lot of people have this question on how to remove the in sync. Instead of holding the auto button, because it doesn't work by doing that, you just touch the passenger dial, and now they're each on their own. This does come in handy when you're driving on the freeway or whatever, and you have no one in your passenger seat and you want to get this car, you know, really warm. Instead of having to take your hand off the wheel and touch both of them to match, all you have to do is just touch that button, and they're in sync. Move them up together, and bam, you got centralized air. So that sums it up for in here for now. Now let's make our way outside the vehicle and see what else this one has. So the fourth one I have is probably the most convenient one I've ever used. These cars are equipped with keyless entry. So when I'm, you know, with my hands full and I'm just trying to get in my car quickly, and I always have this in my pocket, it's a pain to get it out. What you can do is, it kind of senses it. Once you put your hand here, it will automatically unlock the car. and boom, you're in. You don't even have to take your key out. And then of course, if you're getting out of your car, there's this little square here that you can see. Well, I just touched it, but it's very sensitive. All you have to do is just tap it like that, and all the doors will lock and walk away. You never have to take this out of your pocket, which honestly works so well for me. I come out of work and I have my hands full with lunch and everything. It just makes it very convenient, and not a lot of people know that that square is pretty much a sensor for your automatic door. And that also is equipped on all 4 doors. So we made our way to the halfway point. This is the 5th one. This could technically be categorized in a couple of the other ones, but once again, using this sensor, it's not only an unlock and lock button. You could actually put all your windows up by just holding it down. It takes a second, but sometimes it doesn't work the first try. There it goes. They put all 4 of them back up. Not sure if you're ever really going to use it, but it's just another hidden feature that these Audis do offer, and I think it's kind of cool. We're going to make our way onto the 6th one right now, and that is going to be way over here. These cars are equipped behind here. There is a headlight washer, so I'll explain how to do it in there, but I want to get Wes's view from outside first on how that works. I'm going to go inside the car right now, activate those, and I'm not sure if I ever really are going to need to clean my headlights, but hey, you never know. Yeah, so that's that. It's very bougie. I don't think I'll ever use that in real life because it gets all this water spots and everything. But it is just another Audi feature, just, you know, to make that Audi tax. But I can only imagine those failing and breaking is not a cheap thing to fix. But I'll show you how we did that inside. Now that you saw the outside, let's go inside. It literally got everywhere. If I had my sunroof open between this, well, the headlights won't go as far, but that's one design flaw, is they shoot this thing so far to get the windshield clean. It goes all the way up here, all the way over here, but whatever. Let's get in. I'll show you how to do that. Actually, come this side. So there it does it. Now I'll turn this back into auto. Alright, so that pretty much sums up that. Once again, yet another tip and trick that I will probably never use, but it is just a cool luxury to have. We're going to make our way onto the 6th one, which is actually going to be back here. These cars aren't equipped, only the A3s, and I don't know if the RS3s are. They're equipped with front fog lights. These aren't. I don't know why. I don't really care. I don't really use fog lights, but they do have a rear fog light, which is going to be one of these LED strips. So when you have your brake lights on, or I mean just your lights on, they'll have the regular, you know, tail lights, but then if you turn this one function on, it will have that extra little fog light, which is really good to have at night driving. It just lets the person behind you know you're there if they already don't see your tail lights, or if you have a tail light bulb out. It is just one extra safety feature that they do have. I'll get in the car right now and show you how that looks. It might not look as bright. It is daylight out. Some people use this to, you know, make those tailgaters back off. Personally, I don't think it's that bright, but it is pretty bright. I'll show you that now. Regular taillights are on, and then here's with that extra little fog light. It is bright. You can see it's definitely brighter than just the LED strip. I wish it was a little darker to really emphasize how bright it is. So once again, I hate to keep saying it, but it's another tip and trick that I probably will not use. These lights are pretty bright. Yes, it is a lot brighter, but I don't think I'll ever really remember that it's there, let alone use it. But I'll show you how that's turned on over here. Everything always tends to lead right back to this little dial here. To turn that on is what looks like it would be a fog light. I remember turning this on when I first got the car and was like, where the hell are my front fog lights? But then I realized this is for the rear. So you have it on auto, push that on, it will turn off auto and just illuminate these two, and then of course that. And that's how you turn that on. You can turn it off and it will go back to auto. I mean, it's easy to use, easy function. Will I use it? Probably not. Will you? Who knows, maybe. For the next one we're going to get into, you might not use this as often as the dealer would. I don't know if you guys personally work on your own cars, but this is a good feature to have if you're ever changing your wiper blades, because if you see over here, to lift them up, it hits the hood right there, and to service them, you might not be able to really get your hand in there. I know you probably can, but there's a feature to pretty much put those in the service mode, so you can have it a little more convenience and access to really take those off, which I'll do right now. So now they're a little more easy to access. They come way up here, and you don't have to reach too far. You can work on it all on one side. It's a pretty easy thing to do, and then of course you can just take them off like that. But it's pretty much using the regular wiper switch, like arm. You just, once the car's off, you just push down and hold on it for about 2-3 seconds, and then they'll slide up like this, and they're in the service mode. So, and the way to get out of that is to pretty much just turn the car on. It will complete the cycle and just go right back down. One of the last hidden features before we get into some fun is these cars are equipped with electronic parking brakes. So there's a way to, there's a button inside, which I'll show you in a second, but there's a way to disengage it without having to pull up on the lever or push down on the lever. Once again, it's one of those stupid little features. It's just a little hidden feature that Audi provides. So we'll go inside, I'll show you that now. Usually when I park, I always engage the parking brake, which is just to pull up on this little lever here, which is nice because you don't have that ugly handle or the left foot push down. So now it illuminates red. To disengage that, I would have to have my foot on the brake and pull. I don't know if I could do it. Come on. The car might have to be on. Turn the car on real quick. But you'd pretty much just push down on it. You could hear the motor disengaging back there. But instead of doing all that, if I have the parking brake on and I have my foot on the brake, all I have to do is tap the gas and put it in drive. Come on. That's how this day is going, man. Get these wipers down. Okay. So to disengage this parking brake, rather than having my foot on the brake and then pulling up on this, all I have to do is have my foot on the brake and tap the gas. So for some reason, my car is acting up and it's not working. I literally just did it a couple minutes ago, and about like 15 times since I've owned this car. But like I said, all you have to do is just tap the gas pedal just a little bit, it'll disengage it and it will go. These cars are pretty smart. They have a very intelligent computer, so it realizes if you hey, I forgot to turn my parking brake off, and it literally will stop you from moving. But if you put it in drive or reverse, it will go, so it just disengages it for you rather than having you do this. It is pretty convenient. It's smart that these cars, it shows you how superior their technology is. Just by a little bit of pressure on the gas, it will go for you. And now, if you guys made it through the cringe, not one person has shown how to do launch control, and I think that's the most fun and exhilarating part of these little tips and tricks that we could offer. So we're gonna go down the road a little bit and just show you how to do a boost at launch. It's gonna be fun, so we'll do that now. So as we're pulling away, it finally decided to work, so I figured I'd show you on camera. Still illuminated, tap the gas, it disengaged. Just like that, our luck, man. Whenever we try and show something on camera, it never works out that way. Alright, so we made it to a little closed street here. To do launch control, it's pretty easy to do. You just have to put it in sport mode, turn traction control off, ESC, hold the brake, press the gas, and it will kind of bounce off the rev limiter at like 2100, and it will just launch like that. And it does actually put you in your seat. Woo! I think that's probably the best tip and trick that I could offer for the Audi. It is super fun.
Yo, I just lost my stomach. Oh my God.
It does have a lot of G-force. These cars are fast, but not the fastest, and I think it kind of makes the car fun. It makes it feel fast, and once you get this thing tuned and really have an exhaust, it'll just give you that full sense of just like, bouncing off the rev limiter, maybe like anti-lag kind of situation going on there. But that was the inside view of it. We're gonna do the outside view and show you what it sounds like and how it looks, and give you the full taste. Alright guys, that's a wrap for today's video. We hope you enjoyed. This is top 10 tips and tricks, little quirks I should say, for your Audi A3, S3, and RS3. In the beginning I did mention that some of these tips and tricks may not be available on your specific model due to, you know, different configurations, stuff like that, but I tried to pick more generalized ones that are more commonly on all three of the submodels. But comment down below if you guys have any other tips and tricks that you'd like to add, see, or touch up on, because there's probably a bunch that I don't even know. I'm still learning this car, I just got it, but we have big things coming for this. The exhaust is on the way. We ordered some more aesthetics. We got the Corvette. We actually just ordered our first mod for that. That should be here, I don't know, like 35 days they said. The Mustang, of course, we're always rapidly modding that thing. And we got the truck, we got the Jeep, we got a bunch of things coming, so just really stay tuned for that. Make sure to turn on that notification bell, subscribe, comment, and like, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.